Yes, guys, we have more layoffs. We have massive layoffs. Literally. Massive Entertainment, a Ubisoft studio, posted this officially on their X today. As part of, and if you're not familiar with Massive Entertainment, by the way, this is the studio that's behind Star Wars Outlaws, alongside a slew of other titles from Ubisoft. Outlaws is the most recent one that they've worked on. You know, remember that one where they all astroturfed that it was a great success and everyone was loving the game. It's amazing. And it's like, no, it really wasn't. No, nobody was buying it, and it was a problem. Kind of like what they're doing with Yote right now. But regardless, they said, as part of our ongoing evolution and long-term planning, we have recently realigned our teams and resources to strengthen our roadmap. Hey, so far sounds great. What's the problem here? Ensuring our continued focus on the Division franchise and the technologies, including Snowdrop, which, if you're not familiar, Snowdrop is the proprietary engine that Ubisoft created and owns themselves, which is a blessing and a curse, and Ubisoft Connect that power our games. To support this transition responsibly, we introduced a voluntary career transition program. Which, when I read that, I was like, wait, what? Coming from someone that used to work in recruiting, never heard of something like this. Like, these lefty lunatics will literally come up with anything other than saying it's a layoff. Voluntary career transition program, giving eligible team members the opportunity to take their next career step on their own terms. Hey, we're giving you the opportunity to not work here anymore. Would you like that opportunity? We're extending it to you. You've been chosen. Oh, God. Supported by a comprehensive package that includes financial and career assistance, aka it's a layoff with a money package. And hey, we're gonna get our buddies in the industry to see if there's any openings anywhere. Please leave. Massive Entertainment remains fully committed to our roadmap and to creating great experiences for players around the world, including the Division 2, the Division 2 Survivors, the Division Resurgence, and the Division 3. These projects continue with strength, focus, and ambition, and we look forward to sharing more in the future. That's a lot of fucking Division games. My goodness. But I couldn't help it. When I read this, I'm just like, just tell people you're laying them off. What is this? Why are they so afraid of just saying that word? I said, hey, all those letters don't go on trees. Just say you're fired next time and do your part to save the planet. Asmongold, this, by the way, this is going to go down historic. That's amazing. Asmongold says, welcome home. I'm fired. I saw that today. I'm like, we got to do something with this. That was Kata says, Corpo speak for, so you guys are fired. Philip Chen, y'all are getting replaced with AI. MR3D, massive layoffs. Your new boss. RBG fan, rip the gamer. Yep. Fries bag. Voluntary career transition program. Surprise, motherfucker. I know it means something else. I just can't figure it out. Massive fighting for their life, not to say the word layoff. I mean, can you speak like normal people? What is the deal here? This has to be the most insulting way to say we fired a bunch of our workers for no reason other than tiny profit margins on a line graph that I've seen to date. Did you use AI for this? Seriously, what the fuck? Career transition program is some real dystopian business speak for firing people. But wait, I thought Star Wars Outlaws sold well. Ubisoft, get comfortable not owning your games. So just fucking say layoffs. I mean, this goes on. Oh, that guy's blocked me. This goes on and on. Which, by the way, I always find it funny when people block me. I'm like, oh, so you agree with me? You're coming around to how evil these companies are. Gotcha. Okay, that's kind of a self-vote on them. But I said, that's a lot of words to say you're fired. Massive Entertainment, the Ubisoft-owned studio behind Star Wars Outlaws, announced they're giving eligible team members the opportunity to take their next career step. I swear, these people, impossible for commies to be honest. They're consciously uncoupling from their employees, says the price of reason. I mean, we go through all these. There's some banger responses because it's just so obvious what they're doing and what they're saying. It's not fooling anyone. This is from Insider Gaming. It says Ubisoft subsidiary Massive Entertainment is laying off staff. Hey, at least over at Insider Gaming, they know what the verbiage is. Massive Entertainment, the Ubisoft subsidiary studio responsible for games like The Division, Star Wars Outlaws, has announced that it's laying off a number of employees. In a social media post, the studio called it a voluntary career transition program. Notice, by the way, the word layoff is nowhere to be found, and that is purposeful. They don't want this to show up on any searches. They don't want anyone to make a big deal of it, which ironically Streisand's the shit out of it. And it's like these people never learn. Massive Entertainment says they remain fully committed to our roadmap to creating the great experiences that we've read already. According to the French newspaper Le Figaro, which is paywalled, it says the departure plan will run until December 15th. As far as who's targeted for the reduction, it will be inter-project employees. The decision to realign comes just after the launch of Ubisoft Tencent subsidiary Vantage Studios. That studio, which will oversee the Assassin's Creed, Far Cry, and Rainbow Six Siege franchises, is the first of the company's planned quote-unquote creative houses. Remember when they got together to put that Tencent plan and sell off part of Ubisoft? As of publishing, it's unclear what the next steps for the creative houses plan will be and what games will be grouped. I will say, and I've said this before too, the entire situation with Ubisoft is very highly ethically in the business world, highly suspect, because Ubisoft is billions of dollars in debt with investors. And what they just did was basically cut away the best selling franchises and what was profitable and valuable at Ubisoft and enter a deal on a ship floating it away with Tencent away from Ubisoft proper, saddling Ubisoft proper with all the debt and then creating new houses with their properties that are actually worth money. And ethically, it is horrific. It is the worst thing you could possibly do when it comes to business ethics. But if you don't care about ethics, it's actually fucking genius what they did. There was no mention of the number of employees impacted by the decision. Insider Gaming has reached out to both Ubisoft and Massive Entertainment for clarification on this transition program and how many people will be let go. Should a response be received, it will be added to the story. And that was the Inside Gamer conversation on it. And I guess I'll leave it at this when it comes to the layoffs with Ubisoft. If you work there, I'd argue get ready for more, because this is just the beginning. And I've been saying this from day one when Ubisoft started tanking last year. And when they entered into that partnership with Tencent, it was just a matter of time. And I said this in my previous videos too, if I worked at Ubisoft, I would be actively applying to other companies daily. And I would want to get the fuck out of Ubisoft because their benefits package, their stock options, worthless. It is a worthless company. They are riddled with debt. It will never come out of that, especially with what they're doing with Tencent right now. They will never crawl out of the debt that they're in with Ubisoft proper, save for a random game that nobody saw coming that just is like the next Fortnite. Outside of that, it is not something that can be saved. It is a matter of time before Ubisoft falls apart, and it's happening rapidly. I would argue the people that are currently working at Ubisoft probably know this, want to jump ship, and other companies do not want them. The gaming industry right now is in dire straits. It's not just with professional journalism. It's not just with indie studios or AA studios. It's actually also hitting AAA studios probably the hardest right now. The entire industry itself is a complete shit show clusterfuck, save for a few studios that are making it big. Everyone else has kind of fallen by the wayside because developments have become so expensive. The problem with the entire industry on the whole is spending too much money to make a game. When you have indie games coming out left and right, or AA games coming out left and right that are eating your lunch for pennies on the dollar on what you're spending on your games. So it's almost like at this point, you have to make sure any game that comes out of you is going to be a massive hit. Otherwise, it's going to completely fall apart. But with all that, we'll see where the next one comes from, because I can tell you guys right now, this is not the end of the layoffs at Ubisoft, not by a long stretch. But for now, I'll leave that one there.